All right, shalom, shalom. This is the brother Kasha Kwala from the GMS Atlanta Church, giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Machakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. And I am coming back at you with another Let's Look Into It. And this is going to be number 15. All right. And what we're going to look into today, of course, all my look into it's are synopses. The rest, you can go look up for yourself. I'm just trying to plant a seed, and you have a starting point and where to search. Okay, but today what we're looking into is why Joseph, Yahushai's biological father, did not go back to Bethlehem. Okay, why he didn't go back to Bethlehem, which was the birthplace of Yahushai, of course, when you read the scriptures. Okay, but when you read what? The book of John, which, matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and just hold John the first chapter on Dizak, okay? John 1, all right? But when you read the book of John, it talks about Nazareth, and we're going to get to that, all right? But without further ado, this is Matthew chapter 2 and 14. It says, when he arose, he took the young child and his mother by night and departed into Egypt. Now, who? Joseph did, all right? Joseph took the young boy and departed in Egypt, okay? Because he was told that in a dream by an angel to do so, all right? It's the same thing the Maccabees did. They fled to the wilderness, and it's the same thing Yahushua told us to do, flee to the mountains, okay? So it says, verse 15, and was there until the death of Herod. Now, this Herod was the first Herod, okay, of the Herodian dynasty to rule amongst the Jews, all right, which Jews is short for Judah, or pretty much the Israelites that were in that province at the time, okay? He was an Edomite. He goes back to the Amalekites, man. He was set up by Mark Antony, okay? Which, just to prove that correct, let's just get Herod the Great, all right? Herod the Edomite. Let's see if we can find it that he was set up by Mark Antony. Antony. Okay? Which Mark Antony was a part of the the second triumphant with I keep forgetting the third one. But I know it was Octavian, who later became known as who? Which we're going to read about today, Caesar Augustus, okay, and it was Mark Antony, and that was after the Ides of March, which is March 15th, when Julius Caesar got brutally massacred and stabbed 23 times. E2 Brutus, yes, that dude. Okay, so let's see if we can find where it says, there we go, I found it. So it says in 41 BCE, Herod and his brother were named as tetrarchs. So tetrarchs, okay, let's see. The term tetrarchy describes any form of government where power is divided among 4 individuals. So what? You can kind of say Alexander the Great and his 4 generals, that was like a tetrarch. Seleucid was one of the, Seleucid, Cassander, those are tetrarchs. Okay? Lysimachus, if that's how you say it. Those are tetrarchs, and Ptolemy, tetrarch, because it was divided into 4. All right? So it says, but in modern usage, usually refers to the system instituted by Roman Empire, Diocletian, if I'm saying that right, in 239, marking the end of the crisis of the 3rd century and recovery of the Romans. Okay, so it says by the Roman leader Mark Antony. So I'm gonna reread that just because, go in it, in a fluid manner. In 41 BCE, Herod and his brother I can't pronounce his name, were named as tetrarchs by the Roman leader Mark Antony. Okay, so we understand that this Herod right here, or Herod the Great, okay, which I think the name means heroic. Okay, Herodias in the Greek, which means heroic. It was a royal fam. It was the name of a royal family. Okay, he was set up by one of the triumphants of the second triumphant, which was Mark Antony. So we know this is Herod the Great that it's speaking about. All right. So it says that it might be fulfilled. It says that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken of the Lord by the prophet. Okay. So the scriptures right here kind of leave you a cliffhanger to go look up. It's not a hard thing to look up. It's not hard to find. I'm going to get the precept, but we're going to understand what this is saying first before we move on to that prophet and what he said. All right, so it says that it might be fulfilled. So let's get the word fulfilled real quick. All right. The word fulfilled is plaro. All right, it says to make full, to fill up, to fill to the full. Say that 3 times. It says to cause, to abound, to furnish or supply liberally. Okay. It says consummate a number to, there you go, to make complete. That's a good one. And in every particular. So this prophet had said something so it can be made complete in all fulfillment or all particular during the time of Yahushua. And without further ado, let's go ahead and cop that precept. And it's Hosea 11:1. It was by the prophet Hosea. And also you can find it in Numbers, I think like the 24th chapter. I may be mistaken. But the primary one is here in the book of Hosea 11:1. All right. So it says when Israel was a child, okay, that goes to show you that how big Yahushua is. He represents all Israel, man. Okay. Then I loved him and called my son out of Egypt. Exactly. So that's exactly what was happening in Matthew 2:15. It says Hosea 11:1 was being fulfilled. And it says, and was there until the death of Herod. So Joseph and the family, Yahushua and Mary, were in Egypt until the death of Herod the Great, that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken of the Lord by the prophet, saying, out of Egypt I have called my son. See? And called my son out of Egypt. All right. So now what? Calling his son Yahushua out of Egypt, meaning you can come back to the Judea, Israel provinces again. Okay. Because the one who's trying to kill your son is dead. All right. So we're going to skip down to verse 19. So verse 19 says, but when Herod was dead, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared in the dream to Joseph in Egypt. So they're still in Egypt. Okay. It says, saying, arise and take the young child and his mother and go into the land of Israel, for they are dead which sought the young child's life. Yes. When you read up further in the book of Matthew, Herod was pissed. So he just started destroying the Israelites' kids. Okay. And this is one thing that made first off, of course, made Joseph leave so his child wouldn't be killed. But also this is the reason why he didn't go back into Bethlehem as well. As you can see that Yahushua was in Bethlehem. Okay. So let's keep going. Let's keep reading. Salakia. All right. So it says, verse 20, saying, arise and take the young child and his mother and go into the land of Israel, for they are dead which sought the young child's life. Because Herod, quote unquote, knew the prophecy that a king of the Jews shall rise, and he was worried that he was going to take his spot. Okay. Which technically he did. Technically. All right. So he decided to start killing all the young children of the Israelites, 2 years old and under, like it says in verse 16 here. Okay. So verse 21, Matthew 2 and 21. And he rose and took the young child and his mother and came into the land of Israel. Now, here's what we're going to look into today. It says, but when he heard that Archelaus, Archelaus, I just say Archelaus, there's no I in it, but did reign in Judea in the room of his father Herod, he was afraid to go thither. Why was he afraid to go back in the province of Bethlehem? Why? Okay, he says, notwithstanding being warned of the Most High in a dream. The Lord dealt with Joseph a lot in dreams. That's why we understand what it says here in Job, okay, which I'm going to get real quick. He had to come to Joseph a lot in a dream. So this is Job chapter 33 and 14. It says, for the Most High speaketh once, yea, twice, yet man perceiveth it not. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumberings upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men. In a dream, the angel told Joseph to go have sexual intercourse with Mary. In a dream, the angel told Joseph to go to Egypt. In a dream, the angel told Joseph to come back into Israel because Herod was dead. In a dream, was told to Joseph not to go back into that province of Bethlehem. Okay? That's like 4 times he was told in a dream to do something. Okay? It says, then open up the ears of men and sealeth their instruction. Now, the reason why the Lord comes to us, and I'm just going to say Joseph because of the sake of the lesson, in dreams, is because when you're asleep in a deep sleep, that is the highest form of humility that you're in. You're not talking back, you shut the fuck up, you're still, you're in a very submissive position on your back, laying down. It's the best way you're going to listen. And that's the best way the Lord can deal with us. Because when we're up, we're cognizant, and then a little pride seeps in here, a little arrogance seeps in there, and and then you got demons all over us. But when we're in a deep sleep, we're closer to the spiritual realm. Your heartbeat slows. It's almost like you're on the brink of death. But you're not. All right? That's how he dealt with Joseph. So being warned of the Most High in a dream, Matthew 2 and 22, he turned aside into the parts of Galilee, and he came and dwelt in the city called Nazareth, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophets, he shall be called a Nazarene. Okay? He shall be called a Nazarene. Simple as that. So let's get that preset real quick. All right, let's see. Where is it? Bear with me one second. I think it's, let's see. Judges 13 and 5, it says, for lo, thou shalt conceive and bear a son, and no razor shall come on his head, for the child shall be a Nazarite unto the Most High from the womb, and he shall begin to deliver Israel out of the hand of the Philistines, which is a prophet. It's a prophecy. Okay? The Lord. What did he say to the disciples? I won't drink no more wine until I see y'all again in the kingdom. That's a Nazarite. He didn't deal with the grape. Of course he did drink, but when he said that, it was like that's like a Nazarite type action. All right. It says a child should be born and deliver you out of the hands of the Philistines. A child should be born and deliver all of Israel. This is a prophecy in Judges 13 that came to pass in Matthew 2 and 23. All right. and Yahushua was a Nazarene, okay, because he came out of Nazareth. All right, but why did Joseph not go back to Bethlehem? This is Luke chapter 2:1. It says, "And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus, all right, that all the world should be taxed. That all the world should be taxed." Okay? Slovakia. All right? And that world there is oikomene, so everybody. Because Rome was when Caesar Augustus hit the scene, Caesar Augustus was the first Caesar of the Roman Empire, not the Republic. The last Caesar to be of the Republic was Julius Caesar, and it changed into an empire with Caesar Augustus, aka known as Octavian. All right? Empire means a rulership or a dominion. That's when Rome started to flourish and expand. Okay? This was the inception of it. So Luke 2:2, it says, "And this taxing was made when Cyrenius was governor of Syria." Let's look up the word Cyrenius, which is just a title. I'm going to spoil it for you right there. It's Quirinius, all right, and it means warrior. Now, when you read here in the first part of this, it says the Greek form of the Roman name Quirinius. His full name is Publius Sulpicius Quirinius. I'm gonna sit here and tell you straight up, it's incorrect. Okay, that's not right. Let's keep going. Let's see what it says in there's lexicon. All right, this is what we want right here. Quintilius Varus. All right, so let's look up this dude. So Cyrenius, when you read in Luke 2, it's not just that's just a title. You got to look up who this was. So it says, "And the taxing was first made when this guy right here, Publius Quintilius Varus." All right. So it says, "And this taxing was first made when Publius Quintilius Varus was the governor of Syria." That makes sense because of the time frame in which he ruled as a Syrian governor at the time. Okay, he ruled during the time of Herod the Great. Now, Herod the Great, remember what he was doing when you read Matthew 2. Let's go back to verse 16. It says, Then Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men, was exceeding wroth. He sent forth and slew all the children that were in Bethlehem. You think Joseph wants to go back to that? In all the coast thereof, from 2 years old and under, according to the time which he had diligently inquired of the wise men. Now, let's sit here and see something. Okay? When something happens to Jake, speaking in this time frame, okay, when something happens to Jake, a nigga gets shot in the street for no reason, blah, 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 Jake usually riles up and starts protesting in the streets and effing stuff up. Okay? So when Herod started killing my babies, you think Jake just sat there and, oh, okay, well, you killed my two? No. They revolted. They rioted. Okay? So it says in the political year of Quintilius Varus in 8 to 7 BC, which makes sense, Varus governed the province of Africa. Later, when he went to Syria, 7-6 BC until 4 BC, which 4 BC is arguably the time when Yahushua was born. So we know he was a Syrian governor during the time of Yahushua. Henceforth, he would fit perfectly right here because Luke 2 explains to you when Yahushua was born, in the springtime. What gives it away Yahushua was born in the springtime is the taxing. Tax season comes in the spring. Tax season comes in the spring. The deadline is in April, according to Esau's time frame, which is in the springtime. Okay? Let's see another indication that Yahushua was born in the spring. Luke 2:8. And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over the flock by night. Why the hell would you be watching a flock by night in the dead of winter. It's negative degrees outside. You would have your flock probably in a barn somewhere, keeping warm. You just wouldn't be out there freezing your ass off. Don't make no sense. So that's how you know it was in the springtime. Okay? Simple as that. All right? So back to this. We understand now that Publius Quintilius Varus was the one who was a Syrian governor during the time of Yahushua. That was the Cyrenius, which you read about in Luke 2 and 2. All right? So later when he went to govern Syria from 6 BC to until 4 BC, with 4 legions under his command. Now, a legion is about 6,000 troops. So times that by 4, do the math. Where he was known for his harsh rule and high taxes. That makes sense. His harsh rule and high taxes. It says Luke 2 and 2. And this taxing was first made when Cyrenius was the governor of Syria. He was taxing Jake. So they were killing Jake babies and taxing the shit out of him on top of that. They was really coming down on Jake during the time of Yahushua's birth in Bethlehem area. Okay? So it says, the Jewish historian Josephus mentions the swift action of Varus against a Messianic revolt in Judea after the death of the Roman client king Herod the Great. You see, there was a revolt by the Judean people or the Israelites because of what? It says it right here. It says, because Herod the Great was killing their babies. Of course somebody's going to come up and be like, you killing my baby? What the fuck is you doing? It was a big martial law happening in Judea at that time because Herod was scared that a new king would come and take his spot. So Jews were just going mayhem and revolting. Now this dude Publius Quintilius Varus came in and ceased all that shit. All right, so it says in 4 BC, it says, after occupying Jerusalem, he crucified 2,000 Jewish rebels. It may have thus been one of the prime objectives of popular anti-Roman Semitic in Judea. You see? So when the Lord told Joseph to go ahead and come back because Herod was dead, then he came back to him and told him in a dream, turn aside and go into the parts of Galilee, because what was going on in the sector of Bethlehem? 2,000 Jews were being crucified. Big revolts were happening. Children were being killed. What did Joseph do? You want to eat any of this, old man? Nope. So he turned away and went to Nazareth. Okay? So just to get an example of what he did, I got a map of Atlanta right here. You know, it's only right because this is the GMS Atlanta camp. Okay? I got a map of Atlanta. Okay? Say this Sandy Springs is Bethlehem. Okay? Which here in Atlanta, Salakia, Sandy Springs is a nice, well-to-do area. Okay? It's a nice, well-to-do area. Which I perceive Bethlehem was a pretty decent area too. Okay? So he fled. Say Joseph went down I-20 over to Egypt over here. Okay? He fled from Bethlehem, or in this case Sandy Springs, and went over here to Egypt. Herod doing his thing over there. Herod died. The Lord tells Joseph to come on back. But the Lord knows what the hell's going on over here because of this man, Publius Quintilius Varus, is crucifying Jews. So in a dream, he tells what? He tells Joseph not to go back here. Instead, let's bring our mouse down all the way here to College Park. Go to College Park. And I'm going to be real 100. College Park ain't a really well-to-do area in Atlanta. It ain't that great. A lot of Jake live down there. A lot of Jake live down south in on the east side. Okay? Here in Atlanta. So he went down to College Park, which would be Nazareth. That brings me to my next precept. All right? In John, the 1st chapter, okay, where it says, what good comes out of Nazareth? Oh my gosh. So let's see if I can find that real quick. So real talk, Yahweh Shai was from the hood. Yahweh Shai was from the hood, man. He had probably had a little tough upbringing. You know what I'm saying? The Lord was with him the whole time. But hey, he grew up in the hood, man. And I'm about to prove it real quick. So Salakia, let me try to find it. All right, there we go. This is John chapter 1:43. It says, the day following Yahushua would go forth into Galilee and findeth Philip and said unto him, follow me. Now Philip was, you see 144. Ooh. It says, now Philip was of Bethsaida, the city of Andrew and Peter. Philip findeth Nathanael and saith unto him, we have found him, of whom Moses in the law and the prophets did write, Yahushua of Nazareth, the son of Joseph. Now look what Nathanael said back to Philip. It says, and Nathanael said unto him, can there any good thing come out of Nazareth? So you knew Nazareth was probably the hood. Like, can anything good come out of Nazareth? You know what I'm saying? Just like a lot of these rappers here in Atlanta, 21 Savage and shit like that, say they from Zone 6 and Glenwood Road and Candler Road. Can anything good come out of that? It's the hood. It's the hood. Something's always happening over there. Like a few months back, a cop got shot in the head on Candler Road here in Atlanta. Can anything come out of that in the hood? No. You see what I'm saying? That's what Nathanael was saying. It's like, wait, can anything good come out of Nazareth? Like, what the hell? And Philip said unto him, come and see. Like, all right, man. You doubting, but come and see. Come and see who came out the hood to save all of Israel. You see what I'm saying? So it's like Joseph saw what was happening in a dream over there in Bethlehem, in that region of Judea or Israel. It was like, hell no, I'm not about to go back over there. They crucifying 2,000 Jews because they killing babies out there, and Jacob's revolting. Nope. Let me go down over to Nazareth. Screw it. All right. Where a different Herodian is ruling that way. Okay? Simple as that. Whew. So Lord willing, y'all are edifying. And I'm going to clarify it in a very quick synopsis right now. The reason why Joseph did not go back to Bethlehem is because King Herod was killing young children 2 years and older of the Israelites. And a man named Publius Quintilius Varus, who was the Syrian governor, which is known in Luke 2:2 as Cyrenius, was crucifying 2,000 Jews due to the fact they were rebelling because of what Herod was doing. That's the reason Joseph did not go back to Bethlehem. Okay? So Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Machakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach and will rail. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. This is Brother Kasha Kwala. Lord willing, again, this lesson was edifying. Until next time, I want to say shalom.